Good morning, Year 7s. Today is Thursday, the 16th of April, 2020. We're now going to move on to 3.2, Writing Algebraic Expressions. And our learning intention for this topic is to construct. So writing is also, in algebra, we can see construct expressions using the 4 operations. So for example, like your addition, your subtraction, your multiplication, and division. This is the last lesson of this week, so this will be lesson 4 of 4. And in today's lesson, we're going to be going through question 1 to 9, sorry. So as always, I will do the first part of the question, then I will leave you to do the rest yourselves. If you want to go ahead and straight ahead and do the questions from the chapter, you may do so, but I would suggest you can continue watching video to get the full benefit of online learning. So, okay, moving on to the next page. So our warm-up questions for today is to simplify these expressions. So for example, for the first one, it says 2x plus 3x minus 5. So 2x plus 3x is 5x, and subtract 5 will give you 0. 2x plus the 3x is 5x. And then the 5x subtract 5x leaves you with 0, with nothing. So I will let you do the rest of B, C, and then question 2, and then we'll move on to the next set of questions. So before we move on, we'll just have a look at some more examples on writing algebraic expressions. So if you bear with me 1 second, I'll bring up the PowerPoint. So yes, forming, writing, construction, these are all the same words, if you like, using maths vocabulary, meaning the same thing. So an algebraic expression can be formed from a given word problem, as in the example questions below. So if we look at the example questions, now it tells us Charlotte is X years old. We don't know how old she is, we just know she's of a certain age, so we just write X for that unknown. And then the question is, how old will she be in 6 years' time, 12 years' time, and when she's twice as old? So to write this algebraically, using algebraic expressions, or constructing or forming, as I said, these are all the same keywords used in maths questions and maths textbooks to essentially say the same thing. So the first one, we can say X plus 6. So Charlotte's age, X, we don't know how old she is, all we know she's of an age. So whatever age she is, plus 6. In 12 years' time, we can say X plus 12. So in 12 years' time, her age will be X plus 12. And when she's twice as old, we can again write that algebraically as 2x. 2x, remember, is 2 times x, so that will be how old she is when she's twice as old. If we look at a second example, so it says Simon is Y years old. How old was he 3 years ago? 7 years ago. And how old will he be when he's 3 times as old as he is now? So slightly different variation. So instead of how old is she, like in Charlotte, in 6 years' time, we now ask how old was he 3 years ago? Algebraically, we can say whatever Simon's age is, Y years old, subtract 3. 7 years ago, Y subtract 7. And how old will he be in 3 times as old as he is now? We can say that as, same as Charlotte, 3Y. So we'll have a look at a couple of questions just to get us into a bit more practice. So the 3 strips of wood have lengths shown as shown. Write expressions. So we're constructing expressions for the following situation. So this strip of wood is L centimeters. We don't know how long it is, so we say the length L centimeters. This strip of wood is 3 centimeters, and this strip of wood is 2 centimeters. So the first situation is the length of a new strip. If the first 2 strips of these 2 strips were joined together. So this strip and this strip combined, we would write that algebraically as L plus 3. The length of the new strip, that is 3 times as long as the first one. So if I made a new strip of wood, but with the 3 lots of the L centimeter strip of wood, that would give us 3L centimeters. Not 31, that's 3L. And for the third situation, the length of the new strip, when the last strip is sawn off the first. So if I have this strip of wood, and then this part is cut off, sawn off, so that would be L minus 2 centimeters. So this strip here, but I take this strip off. So L minus 2, sawn off means cut off. And finally, the length of the new strip when 5 of the first and 4 of the last are joined. So I'm now going to make a new strip of wood. So I'm going to have 5 lots of this L length centimeters and 4 of the last 2 centimeters. So in total, the length of the new strip would be 5L plus 8. Remember, 4 times 2 is 8. So 5 lots of L plus 4 lots of 2 centimeters, 5L plus 8 centimeters. Second question is, how many books are there in N boxes? So we don't know. We know that there's 24 books in one box. So algebraically, we can write that as 24N. So if N is a number of boxes, well, in one box, there is 24 books. And how many books are there in N boxes and half a box? So this one would be 24N plus 12. So we've got one lot of 24N, 24 books in one box, plus half of 24 is 12. So that would be 24N plus 12. So moving on now to the questions within our books. So question 3, copy the questions and write your answers in exercise book. So John collects coins. He has B coins. We don't know how many coins he has, so we just write B for the number of coins he has. Write an expression for how many he has when there are 2 more. So if we look at the hint here, it tells us that we have B coins plus 2. So we can use modeling of bars to help illustrate this situation. So algebraically, we can write that as B plus 2. So there's 2 more. We know he has B coins. We have a number of coins. We don't know what they are, so we just use the letter B to represent the unknown number of coins. But now he has 2 more. So we say B plus 2. So I will let you finish off question part B, C, D, and E. Again, remember to look at the hints within the question. So, for example, you've got the hint here and hint here. Next questions, copy the questions. So on Monday, shop sells X number of newspapers and Y magazines. Write an expression for the total number of newspapers and magazines it sells. So this one, so we know there's X number of newspapers we sold. We don't know how many. We just write X for the unknown plus Y for the number of magazines. So this would simply be written as X plus 5. Again, I'll let you finish off part B, 1 and 2, and then remember to write your answers in your book once you've copied the question. Next question, question 5. Edward is M years old. Write an expression for the ages of each of his people. So Layla is 4 times as old as Edward. So this situation here, we know that Edward is M years old. So to write that algebraically, we would write that as Layla being 4 times as old as Edward, as 4m. Remember, in algebra, we don't use a multiplication sign, so 4m is used to represent 4 multiplying m. So if I was to tell you Edward is 2 years old, Layla is 4 times as old as Edward, 4 times 2 give you 8. Question 6, write an algebraic expression for y more than 6. So again, this one, we would write that as x plus y. So for part A, y more than x is written as x plus 5. Again, if you look at the hint here, if you substitute some numbers in there, that would give you a bit of a help to see if the questions you're doing, if your answers you're writing, sorry, is correct. And then the next question, question 7, t represents a number. Write and simplify an expression for 2 more than triple the number. So t, we have a letter t to represent a number. And then we want to write an expression 2 more than triple the number. Well, triple means times 3, multiply 3. So to write multiply by 3, we write 3t. And because there's 2 more, so we just then write plus 2. So this would be 3t plus 2. Remember using the rules of BIDMAS, so we do the multiplication, then the plus 2. That's another way to help you think, how would I write these expressions? Because remember, your expressions, your questions, if you like, need to follow BIDMAS. So if someone else was to do your, use your algebraic expression to solve a problem, they would also apply, use the rules of BIDMAS. Question 8, we're going to look at a bit of some function machines. So write an expression for each function machine. So here's the input. So m's going in, it's been multiplied by 2, then 3 has been added on. So the output, what would come out? So you've got m multiplied by 2 plus 3. Algebraically, that would be written as 2m plus 3. The second example here, x is going in, then 2 is subtracted, then it's been divided by 3. So you remember in algebra, we don't use a division sign, we use this bar, so we write the x, subtract 2 first, then it's been divided by 3. Okay, so if we look at questions 8 and 9, so first one says, write an expression for the output of each function machine. So part A is 3 times, so A has gone in, times 3, then 17 has been subtracted. So algebraically, we would write that as 3A subtract 17. Okay, again, I will let you do the rest of it yourself. And the final question, question 9, a rectangle is a height E, width, so this part here is 5 more than the height. Now, again, watch out for the key words here. 5 more is basically addition, so it's add. So write an expression for the width. So to write an expression for the width here, we would write that as the B, the length of the height, plus 5. So that would be B plus 5. So you guys now can do part B and C. We'll stop there for today. If there's any questions, please message me. Hopefully these videos have been helping you get through this work. But if you want to make any recommendations, suggestions of how I might do things a little bit differently, then please let me know. Anyway, enjoy the rest of your day. Hope you're all well. Stay safe, stay indoors.